Hi, hello. I am Dr. Akin Dotun Merino. I am a Nigerian American, and I have been in the field for in education field for over 31 years. I've been I speak at different on different continents, articulating transformational principles. I know that we can change our nation if we change our mindsets, and so I am coming to you today with a proposal that we are working on. I have come up with what I think will bridge the 100-year learning gap in our education system, and I hope that you can help me with this. And so I have a presentation for you. I'm going to go ahead and read this to you, and hopefully we at the end of it you will have a better understanding of what this proposal is. We need a paradigm shift in education. If we cannot keep doing the same thing in Africa and think we're going to something better, something different is gonna occur. Do you remember telecommunication days? Where not many houses had a phone. If it was a phone in the community, everybody runs over there to make a call, and we had such a gap in telecommunication, and then cell phones happened. And what happened when after that? Well, the gap was bridged just like that. We were able to bridge probably like a 100-year gap in a year. So, and Nigeria now has per capita, it has the most cell phones users. So this can be done. I want to introduce what I believe is a cell phone effect in education. I know education. I've been doing this for a long time. And let me present to you what the problems are and what I think that we can do about it. And I know that this strategies sometimes they seem so simple, but they can change the very trajectory of a nation. So hear me out. Thank you. Here we go. Quality education is vital to the success of any nation. Do you know that by the year 2030, Africa will represent about 1/4 of the world's workforce? And by the year 2050, the population of our beloved continent is expected to double to 2.5 billion people. And this is a staggering number. 70% of them will be under 30 years old. 70%. And a lot of these people are going to be the going into the workforce that, and they have to contend with a rapidly changing world that includes technological advancements, scientific innovation, increased globalization, shifting workforce demands, and pressures of economic competitiveness. These are concepts that are redefining the very way we do life, and we need to have a well-trained workforce in order to be able to compete globally. In Africa, we have, especially in Nigeria, where I'm from, thank you. In Nigeria, we have very successful people. We have outliers who succeed in different places. Well, what I'm talking about is not one or two people succeeding in your class, or it's not one or two people succeeding in your community. We need a whole nation succeeding, and this has to start in the classroom. There's a lot of businesses coming into Nigeria. There's a lot of business strategies that are being reinforced, and it seems like nobody's really looking at education, and the ones who are looking at education were privatizing it. We have our own private schools, our own private universities, and private primary and secondary schools. This is not what I'm talking about. In 2017, President Muhammadu Buhari declared that the state of education in Nigeria calls for serious concern. So it is serious. The president is saying it is serious. We need to talk about it. And it goes on to say that there is no longer a secret that the quality of education in Nigeria requires greater attention and improvement. So I am heeding that call. We are We are heeding this call. We want to do something. We want to be able to transform the place of learning where teaching and learning takes place. Brookings Institute said this. It said if the region is to build on the foundations that have been put in place, it has to stop the hemorrhaging of skills, talents, and human potential caused by the crisis in education. How does this hemorrhaging happen? People send their children to the States. They send them to other places to learn. They send them to the United Kingdoms. They send them everywhere. Nigerians are everywhere. And Nigerians are everywhere. We're all over the world. Because why? Our parents did not trust the system and they're sending people. That was not my case. I got a great education in Nigeria. I went to St. Mary's Private School, then I went to Queen's College, and then I went to University of Lagos. And I can tell you that it was a top-notch education in my time. When I came here to actually you have to take your transcripts to be reviewed. And when I did mine, and back in 1988, when I did mine, what happened was my GPA improved. That was how competitive we were in those days. But that is no longer the case in a lot of our public schools. And so we need to begin to understand that education is one of the few bridges out of poverty. Millions of poor families on the continent